Hello, my dear students. I am Priyanka Koiri, your science teacher, and the chapter that we are discussing is heredity and evolution. So, in the last class, what we have learned is that we discussed laws of inheritance, where we studied that Mendel's formulated these laws of inheritance, and under this, there are three laws, which is law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. And then we studied selection of pea plants, where we discussed why Mendel selected pea plants for his study. In today's class, we are going to discuss the mechanism of heredity work. Okay, so before starting this going to this topic, let us understand what is gene. Okay, so chromosomes in the nucleus of a cell contains information for inheritance of features from parents to next generation in the form of DNA. Okay, so chromosome contain information in the form of DNA. Okay, so this is what it is said in the first line. Okay, the DNA in the nucleus is the information source of making proteins. So this DNA contains information for making proteins. Okay, a section of the DNA that provide information for one protein is called gene for that protein. It means that not the complete DNA contains information for making protein. There are certain parts of the DNA or there are certain sections of the DNA which contains information. Those sections of the DNA are called gene. Okay. So here in the diagram you can see the purple one is your chromosome or the DNA, and the pink one, that is a part of the DNA, represents your gene. Okay, now how do protein control traits? Okay, so this gene makes proteins and this proteins control traits. So how do they do it? We are going to discuss it now. Okay, let us take a plant, pea plant, which is tall. So we know that plants grow tall because they produce a hormone. Okay, so if a plant is tall, if it is taller, that means more hormone will be produced, right? That means more hormone will be produced, and hormones are nothing but protein. So for proteins, for more hormone, we need more efficient enzyme or more efficient protein. Okay, similarly, if a plant is short, that means it will have less hormone, right? And less hormones means that less efficient enzyme or less efficient protein. So what is that thing? Okay, what is that thing that controls or that determines that whether an enzyme or a protein will be more efficient or less efficient? Okay, so what do you think? What should be that thing? What should be that information, or what should be that particular substance? Okay, particular substance or material which will decide that whether more enzyme will be produced or less enzyme will be produced, so that our plant become tall or short. Okay, so here that we have discussed, if it is taller, more hormone, that means more enzyme. If it is short, less hormone, less efficient enzyme. So what is the thing that decides? That particular thing is your genes. Okay, so genes control character or traits. So if your gene or the DNA, if it is working properly, then it will produce more enzyme, and which will in turn produce more hormone, and if more hormone is produced, that means the plant will be taller. But if there is some defect, or if if there is some problem in the DNA, okay, that means less efficient enzyme or protein will be produced, and which in turn will give us less hormone, and thus our plant will be short. Okay, now we discussed in the earlier class that equal contribution of parents, right? The parents contribute their DNA equally, right? This means that each pea plant must have two sets of all genes, one inherited from each parent. Okay, so it means that a pea plant will have two sets of gene. Okay, for this mechanism to work, each germ cell must have one gene set. Here germ cell refers to the sperm or the egg or we can say the male gamete or the female gamete. It means that the gamete should have only one set of gene. Okay, fine. So how do germ cells make a single set of genes from the normal two copies that all the other cells in the body have? In other all the other body cells, we have got two sets of gene. But why does or how does a germ cell make a single set of genes? That is the question. Okay. So each gene set is present in the body as separate independent pieces, each called a chromosome. Okay, the gene sets are present independent. Okay, and these are called chromosome. Thus each cell will have two copies of each chromosome, one each from the male and female parent. Okay, so that means the cell will have one set of chromosome from father and one set of chromosome from mother. Every germ cell will take one chromosome from each pair, and this may be either maternal or paternal origin. Okay, so from that cell, a cell contains your chromosome from mother and father. Okay, from that cell gamete will be produced, and this gamete can take a germ. I mean this gamete will take one chromosome. Okay, this gamete will take one chromosome, and this chromosome could be either from maternal or paternal origin. When two germ cells combine, they will restore the number of chromosomes in the progeny, ensuring the stability of DNA of the species. Okay, so when the two germ cells, that is your sperm and the egg, will combine, they will form two germ cell set, which is like all the other normal cells in the body. Okay, so now our next topic is your sex determination. This topic is very important from an examination point of view. Okay, so different species uses different strategies to determine sex of an individual, that is whether the organism is a male or a female. Okay, so in some places temperature is used. So the temperature at which egg is fertilized determine whether the developing animal is male or female. The temperature at which the egg will be fertilized, okay, that determines the organism's sex, that is whether it is male or female. In some cases, some organisms can change sex at any point of their life cycle. Like animals like snail can change their sex at any point of their time. And at any point of time, that means during their life cycle they can either be female in the first half, or they can change their sex into male in later halves. Okay, and in another case, chromosomes. Okay, in some animals sex is genetically determined, like humans. That means from chromosomes the sex is determined in case of humans. Okay, now let us try to understand what is sex chromosome. Okay, so in case of human we have 23 pairs of chromosome. That means total chromosome is your 46. Okay, out of this 23 pair, 22 pairs are called autosomes, and it is present both in male and female. And we have one pair of chromosome which is called sex chromosome. This sex chromosome is different in case of male and female. Okay, if the sex chromosome is XX, okay, then it is for female, and female germ cells are represented as egg. Okay, so in case of female you will find the sex chromosome as XX. Okay, capital X and capital X. Whereas in case of male, which is called your sperm, the sex chromosome is XY. So if an organism has XY chromosome, that means it will be male. Okay, and if an organism has XX chromosome, that means it will be female. Okay, now sex determination in human. How does sex determination in human takes place? Okay, so all children will inherit X chromosome from their mother, regardless they are boys or girls. Okay, so a children, okay, so during reproduction all children will inherit X chromosome from their mother. No matter if it is a boy or if it is a girl, they will always inherit X chromosome from mother. But if a child who inherits X chromosome from their father will be a girl. If a father's X chromosome is transferred to the baby, that means that baby will be a girl. And if while a child who inherits Y chromosome from their father will be a boy. That means if a child inherits Y chromosome from father, that means he will be a boy. Okay. Thus, sex of the child will be determined by what they inherit from their father. So the sex determination of a child is determined by father. Okay. What chromosome is inherited from father, that will determine the sex of an individual. Okay. Now here in this diagram you can see the male has XY and the female has XX. So from mother, okay, so from mother always X chromosome is going to come. Okay, no matter if it is a girl or if it is a boy. But from father, if X chromosome comes, then it is going to be XX. That means the child will be a girl. And if Y chromosome comes, that means it will be XY, which is a boy. Okay. Now, can you guess how many chromosomes are there in a sperm cell? That is your male cell. This is how exactly a male cell looks like. So, can you tell me how many chromosomes are there? So, for a sperm cells, it has got 23 chromosomes. That is half the number of chromosomes. In normal human beings, we have 46 chromosomes, but in sperm cells, we have 23 chromosomes, and it could be either 22 autosomes plus X chromosome or 22 autosomes plus Y chromosome. So since it has half the number of chromosomes, sperm cells are haploid. Okay. Similarly, now you may guess the total number of chromosomes in an ovum. Ovum, that is your egg cell, which is present in female. So similarly, this is how exactly an ovum looks like. Okay. So for ovum also, the number of chromosome is 23 chromosomes, and ovum has 22 autosomes and 1 X chromosome. Okay. So here also the chromosome number is half. That means ovum is also haploid. Haploid means the number of chromosome is half here. Okay. Now, can you guess how many chromosomes are there in a zygote and what is its type? So what is a zygote? Zygote is a cell which is formed after fertilization. When a male gamete and a female gamete, that is when sperm and ovum fuses, that is fertilizes, the cell that is produced, it is called zygote. So can you tell me how many chromosomes will be there? So in case of zygote, it will have 46 chromosomes, 23 from sperm and 23 from ovum will combine to form 46, and as a result zygote is a diploid. Okay, clear? Now let us try to recall what we have studied. We discussed about mechanism of heredity, how heredity work, and then we discussed sex determination in human, and we discussed that the sex of a child is determined by what the child inherits from their father, not from mother. Okay, so that's all for today's class. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next class.